Hey, how you doing? I'm DJ Tricks, and today I'm going to show you how to replace a fader from a Numark DM1002X mixer. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to remove all the faders and knobs. Just take them all off like these. Also, you want to take off all of the volume controls and EQs and echoes. So you have absolutely none on there. So I'm taking them all off now. Like this. Make sure you don't lose them. Might be a good time to clean them too. Usually I'll take them all and soak them in a cup of warm water. Make sure they're thoroughly dry before I put them back on. Also take off your clips if you have tape on them. And once you've taken them all off, put them somewhere where they're not going to get lost. Now that I got all the knobs off and faders, I'm going to go ahead and get me the Phillips screwdriver and remove this screw, this screw, this screw, and this screw here, which is the top of them. Sometimes you might have screws on the sides. You've always got to check to make sure before you, look how beat up this mixer is, before you actually try to pull the faceplate off. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Now that I got all the screws off, I'm going to go ahead and remove the plate, which is basically just, as I said, just a plate. Go ahead and put it down over here. And now that I'm inside here, you start to see all the dust build up here, and now's a good time to actually get in here and very cautiously wipe all the dust down out of here and make sure it's clean. But before I do that, I'm going to remove now the removal. This here is a replacement crossfader, so you got to make sure your mixer has a replacement crossfader. So I'm going to unscrew the two screws here now. Now that I got my screws off, you'll notice this will come out. You'll notice it has I can't remember what these are called here. It is called a, what is this? It is, I'll just call it a strap. And it has the wires where you pinch them, kind of like a computer would. And it allows you to take it off here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. See if I can hold the camera and do it at the same time. Okay, now that I got that off, you'll see that it's basically, the crossfader is basically a 5-prong there, which means I could replace it, and I already bought one. I actually got it at Guitar Center. I think I paid $7.97 for it. The replacement fader. It's a good deal. It says regular $29.99. Got it at Guitar Center for $7. So hopefully this thing works out great. Let's go ahead and open this up and check it out. Notice it even has 2 new screws. That's pretty good. For all you DJs, you know there's nothing like a brand new fader. Oh man, this feels great. Oh, I'm gonna abuse this thing like crazy. Get ready. Okay, so now I got my fader open. You'll notice that on this, there's 2 screws here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these screws here. It's basically the crossfader faceplate here. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off. And you know what? I'm not going to throw this fader away in here. I'm going to put it in the plastic and save it just in case this new one happens to be cheaply made. Because this one's actually pretty well still. I've opened it up. You see, I've seen a YouTube tutorial on how to clean a crossfader. You might want to YouTube that, how to clean your crossfader. It shows you how to clean the teeth and grease it back all up, and it's worked pretty good after I've done that. So let's put this one aside. And now we're going to put this face on this one. I don't believe there's a correct way for this to be, so I'm going to go ahead and put that there. Put those screws back in. Now this one came out with new screws, so I'm going to put the new screws in, just so they don't look so rusted. You know, thank God for technology. You're able to just replace your fader. I remember when mixers were $69 back in the 80s, and I was going through them about every couple months. I had to go down and get a new one. They were Gemini's back then. Gemini's and Numarks, our pyramid mixer too. Now there's a whole stream of them. Now that I got that on, I'm going to go ahead and put my fader back in, if I can find it. I believe this is it here. This is the new one, yeah. Be careful not to push it in too hard, because being it's brand new, you want to be careful. Once I got that on, I'm going to connect these teeth here. Goes right back in the same way, like so. Go ahead and push everything back in. Screw it back up. There we go. Brand new fader. After I replace this, I'm going to make sure I keep this mixer covered with a little towel or something, so dust don't start building up in there. But that's the cause of the actual faders messing up, is dust buildup. Metal particles, skin that breaks off and goes in there, and dust particles, also the metals breaking down, things like that. The teeth wearing down. Too much grease in there. Obviously, if you have grease and dust, it's not a good combination. So I'm going to go ahead and screw this back together here. I'm going to put feels pretty good. I'm going to put the faceplate back on now. Got a wet rag here. Wipe this down. Also, while I'm in here, I might as well clean these off. Go ahead and just clean those off there. Just a little bit. What was that? Something flew off. Make sure you keep all these covers on here. They're on here for a reason. They stop the dust from going in and off again. It's always important to keep the dust out of any kind of electronic device. Sometimes it's nearly impossible to do that. Got all this dust here on these. Looks pretty good now. Look at that little thing again. This guy don't want to stay in there. I think I got this mixer in 1999, 2001, somewhere around there. Got other ones, but since I found a replacement fader for $7.97, I might as well use this one still. Replacing the fader basically gave me a brand new mixer. So hey, look at it. Okay. Go ahead and put the faceplate back on. Wiggle, man. There it goes. Look at all that dirt on these, man. Feels real good now. Woo-hoo. $7 is going to go a long way. The old one, I'm going to go ahead and plaque it away. In case this one happens to break all of a sudden. The reason actually I'm replacing this fader is because it has some static in it. You know, when you're mixing, you could hear a little bit of static in there, so I don't like that too much, especially when I'm recording. I do a lot of recording, so time to get it replaced. Once again, this is DJ Trick showing you how to replace the crossfader on the Numark DM1002X. If you have any questions, post them below and I'll answer them to the best of my knowledge. And thank you for watching and hope to have you back. Okay, now that I got this the fader in and the table's connected, the deck's connected, we're gonna go ahead and give this bad boy a try. You'll notice no more static.